Savage Opress, in my opinion, the most underrated Star Wars character of all time. And in this video, I'll be talking about the tall horned Zabrak, discussing his life story, as well as some fun facts about him. And who knows, by the end of the video, I might even convince you that he is the most underrated Star Wars character of them all. So in case you didn't know, Savage was actually the brother of the famous Sith Lord, Darth Maul, and the way his story starts is that Savage Ventress was actually growing too powerful for Dooku, so he had her assassinated, but she ended up surviving and actually went back to her homeworld of Dathomir, where the Night Sisters lived, and she basically planned on taking her revenge on Dooku by finding him a new apprentice that would end up killing him and betraying him. And the way they found where the apprentice was, they went to this village of Zabrak males. They actually did a challenge to see who the most suitable one, who the most powerful one would be for the job. And the two that were left after the challenge was Savage and his younger brother Pharaoh. And the Night Sisters used their magic to make Savage much more stronger and powerful and better with the Force, right? And after they did this, his final challenge was to actually kill his brother Pharaoh. So he did this because he's kind of a monster now after his transformation. And after this, they actually end up sending him to Dooku for his training. So when he goes to Dooku, he gets some training, and actually his first assignment is to go to this outpost where these two Jedi are, because basically the Separatists want this outpost. So Savage ends up killing all of the clones and all of the Jedi there. And after this, his next assignment is to go to Toydaria and capture the king of Toydaria. And when he goes there, he actually ends up having a little bit of a fight with Anakin and Obi-Wan, but he manages to defeat them, and he actually kills the king of Toydaria. After this, he goes to kill Dooku, and of course he fails because Dooku is just way too powerful for him. But he does actually get into another fight with Anakin and Obi-Wan, and he defeats both of them, as well as like hundreds of battle droids. And to me, this was like the scene that just really made me love this character, because he just defeats, these two powerful characters as well as all of these battle droids just by his sheer force ability. But after he fails there, he ends up going back to Dathomir, and Mother Talzin tells him that he has a brother. So he ends up searching for his brother, and he finds him at the junk planet of Lotho Minor. And when he finds Maul, he's, obviously he has like 6 different spider legs, and he's gone completely insane. So after talking to him a little bit, Savage actually ends up bringing him back to Dathomir, and Mother Talzin uses her magic on Maul just like she did with Savage, and they make Maul powerful again, right? And after this, they actually go to this planet in the Outer Rim, and they try to kill Kenobi, but Savage Ventress helps Kenobi, and they manage to defeat Darth Maul and Savage Opress. And after this, they actually kind of go on this killing spree through the Outer Rim. And this next little part is not in the Clone Wars, it's actually in Legends, so you can choose to believe this or not. But basically, the Jedi send some people to go to the planets of Pleam's Nexus and Uhorjone to defeat them, but they do not manage to defeat them, and Savage and Maul kill all the Jedi that are sent there. So yeah, and after that, the two brothers go to the spice planet of Florum, and they have a little scuffle with some pirates, and they actually end up fighting Obi-Wan as well as the Jedi Master Adi Gallia, and Savage actually ends up defeating and killing Adigalia, which is a pretty impressive feat if you ask me, because not only was she on the council, but she was also just a really powerful Jedi all around. So after that, they actually both get injured, with Savage getting his arm cut off. And the way that is fixed is they actually run into the Mandalorians, who find their ship drifting in space, and they give Savage a robotic arm. And after that, the Mandalorians, that being the Death Watch and Pre Vizsla, them and the two brothers actually make a big crime syndicate in the underworld of the galaxy. And after that, they end up going to Mandalore, and Pre Vizsla takes over Mandalore again. But Maul actually ends up challenging Vizsla to a duel, and after beheading Vizsla, Maul gets the throne of Mandalore, which makes him the ruler of Mandalore. And after this, he actually manages to kill Duchess Satine right in front of Obi-Wan, which is big because, in case you didn't know, Obi-Wan and Satine were actually lovers and they were in a relationship. So I guess in a way, Maul finally does kind of get his revenge over Obi-Wan in this moment by killing the person he loved. But Obi-Wan manages to escape with the help of Bo-Katan and some other Mandalorians. And then Darth Sidious actually goes to Mandalore to confront Maul and Savage because of how powerful they're becoming. And, you know, they have a pretty big fight. I do think that Savage puts up a pretty good fight, but Sidious does end up killing him. And actually, the Night Sister's magic fades away from his body and he goes back to his original form, which is pretty interesting. After this fight, Sidious does end up capturing Maul. And yeah, so that's about where Savage's story ends, right? But before I end the video, I just wanted to give some cool fun facts about Savage. And even though Darth Maul is like, you know, the much more well-known one, you know, he's way more powerful than Savage, Savage was actually the older of the two brothers, which is interesting. He was actually 35 years old when he died. And in my opinion, if he had gotten like proper training and like a lot of time to practice his abilities and stuff, I actually think he could have become just as powerful, if not more powerful, than Darth Maul himself. So yeah, that's just my opinion. But another cool fact about Savage is that he actually ended up fighting all 4 different Sith Lords from the movies. He fought Darth Maul, obviously, because he's his brother. He ended up fighting Darth Tyrannus, also known as Count Dooku. He fought Darth Sidious, and if you really think about it, he ended up fighting Darth Vader because he fought against Anakin in Season 3. Also, in total, Savage killed at least 3 different Jedi in total, which is, you know, insane because most people can't even get close to killing 1 Jedi, if even 3. And that's just in the Clone Wars. Like, he probably killed more in Legends, so that's very interesting. And then the last fact I have for him is that it's pretty cool that his lightsaber was actually a mixture of Maul's and Dooku's, because on one hand it was double-bladed like Maul's, but on the other hand it was kind of curved at the hilts like Dooku's. And I think this is interesting because in a lot of ways Savage was kind of like a mixture of the 2 characters because he was trained by both of them, and you know, he related to both of them a lot. So it is cool that he was not only a mixture of the characters in a certain sense, but his lightsaber was also kind of a mixture of the 2. But anyway, that's it for this video. You can subscribe if you want to. I upload every Sunday at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But yeah, see ya.